Hey everybody, my name is Matt Passione, and thanks for joining me here as we talk about the Flippin Flipped Classroom. What on earth am I talking about? You know, the big rage right now is the flipped classroom, and I want to talk to you about what my experiences were this year and how I did a little bit like the flipped classroom, except I did it in the classroom. We're going to talk about how we have seen education use technology in the past throughout the past thousands and thousands of years today as we discuss this. This is my journey through education so far. You ready? Let's do it. This is my school, Discovery Canyon Campus. We're a K through 12 school in northern Colorado Springs in D20. And I was recently given a grant for $15,000 to use iPads in the classroom this year in my math education, teaching my students how to use math with the technology, the new technology. Well, what we're going to talk about today is how does this device make a big difference? This iPad, it's caused so much commotion. It's brought so many new things to our lives. A lot of us can't live without it now. We got to have this device. Did you guys hear about the iPad and the Rutgers athletic director? Get this. Okay, so he was canned. He got $1.2 million. You know what else he got? An iPad. The Associated Press was so excited that he got $1.2 million and an iPad. It is more than just a device. It is a status symbol. Everyone is wanting to get their hands on it, and everybody wants to have it in their classroom. Well, I was thankfully enough to get an iPad set in my classroom. Here's my classroom. I have 32 students, usually every class, and we're able to use these iPads every day. I created an online curriculum for them, and I was able to have assessments and differentiation with these students. I created videos. I had them go online, and they taught themselves. They listened to my videos, and they watched and did the example problems all by themselves. Now, what that did with me is I was able then to go around to every single student and see how they were doing. Hey, you doing all right? Doing okay? They raise their hands. I come by and I ask them how they're doing. Basically cloning myself 32 times over. And I was able to help those students who needed help. Well, devices have been really important throughout the history of education. Something that we carry along, right? Well, you might have the torch. That was something that we needed, right? To keep ourselves warm and use light. Well, and then there was the sword. Got to have the sword to protect ourselves, right? Then we came up with the pen and the book and the scroll and the paper. And this was just an amazing, amazing invention that we were able to write things down and carry it with us. Now we have this iPad. It's a camera. It's a beeper. You guys remember those? It can be a cell phone. It's a device that we use. Well, just like in life, we go through changes. In education, we've had a lot of changes as well. You're supposed to do this in the classroom, or you're supposed to do this in the classroom. Well, you can't do that anymore. You got to do this. Let's think about how life was like back in the agriculture days, in the agriland. Let's take a visit to agriland. We've got sheep, we've got dogs, we've got our families. We are on the pastures, and we are teaching ourselves how to work. How did they learn? Ask yourself this. Take a minute and think about how did people learn when they were on the pasture? They didn't have formal education, did they? Did they have math Common Core standards? Did they have social studies? Did they have to write essays? No, they didn't. How did they learn? Take a minute and figure out, how did they learn?